The little animals. That's our neighbor's dog, Pete. There, got Kepler. Kepler has a happy problem. That's why he's got the cone on. But hopefully he's getting rid of that soon, and he'll be back to normal. And then there goes Dewey, the cat, who never eats any of her food. And there's the other boys. Alright, so I'm going to let them out and then get back in there to do some more work. You say hi, Oscar? Alright, so while we're letting the glue dry, I needed to have some cleats, which is like a small thin piece of wood to glue on the inside to support the area. I could find where Stumac, I have no relation to them, sells them online, but they go with a particular thing, cracked repair kit that they have, and I'm trying to do this much cheaper than that. I could also find some cleats that you could buy. They were all on eBay and came from the United Kingdom. I don't really want to wait on the shipping or anything, so I was going to use a salt and some whiteboard or white wood or whatever it is from like Lowe's, just a cheap piece that looked like it had grains of the proper orientation for what I wanted to do with the cleat, so I thought I would try that. This part's going to be a little bit loud, but should just need one of these. I'm going to try to cut it as thin as I can. So I have a little piece of wood, that big. I'm going to put it on the inside with the magnet eventually and glue it in place. But right now, I'm going to unplug this and sand it some. Oh yeah, this isn't a normal workshop. Got a lot of stuff going on with construction and stuff, and so I'm kind of using the counter space that I have. So next part is some sandpaper, which I don't remember where I have moved it to. This is just 80 grit sandpaper. See if we can actually show it on. I just want it to not be quite as rough as when it comes out. Alright, so I think that's about where I'm going to go with it. Very thin, has the grains going sideways, and closely uniform, pretty flat on the one side, and it does taper just slightly at the ends, but I think it's going to be just fine for my purposes. Alright, now we just have to wait for the glue to set. Back, it's been about an hour, maybe just a little bit under that, but I'm a little impatient about trying to get this stuff done today. So next part is to take the piece of wood, put some tight bond on it, and then try to wedge it between the two magnets. So I'm going to take off the magnets first. Outside one comes off, inside one falls off. And I have too much metal out. So it actually is going to be pretty good length. I want to try to get this to be a fair space on the inside, so I'm going to keep it that long. As of right now, I can still feel a little bit of a crack, but it's not too bad, and I just really want to keep it from propagating. So I want to kind of try to keep this from dripping too much, but I want to have enough glue on it that it's going to stay, that I don't have to worry about it coming off. Not sure if this messes up any of the kind of bracing or anything like that. So if you have like an expensive Martin or Larrivee or something like that, then maybe you should probably have that taken care of by a professional, not me. I'm going to shut off. It's a little bit hard for me to keep the magnet in place, so I'm going to try to just feel where it's supposed to go. I've also seen where people do this part with magnets. So it's very likely I'll get this completely wrong. Or sorry, not magnets, but mirrors, to make sure that they have it lined up. It seems as though I need to try to do that. Well, try to re-glue that again, try to put it back on.
You're still really wet.
slide that off to the side a little bit. Try to adjust it. Feels about right. Let me go see if I have a small mirror to take a look in there and see if I can tell. Alright, it's been about 40 minutes or so. And so I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. See if it stayed. I could never get a mirror to be able to see inside. So that came off. And the piece of wood is glued on the inside. But I did get a camera inside of the body and tried to take a picture. It's a whole lot harder than it looks. So I do have a picture that shows that it was in proper place. I'll try to edit that into the video. The next part is to clean up some of the glue that spread out. And for that I'm just using some 00040 steel wool to kind of polish up the surface here, and microfiber cloth to clean that. And then the last step in this is going to be to apply a little bit of super glue. The video I saw that they did this, they actually taped off this stuff, but I'm kind of lazy. So I'm going to try to lay a very thin bead right over the surface of this, and then trying to glue my fingers on, I'm going to run those across. The super glue will dry that. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to run the steel wool over it again, trying to kind of buff out the place. You can still see the crack, but hopefully at that point it doesn't really feel like a crack. Afterwards I'll do the same thing to the back, which looks pretty good so far.